Today, we're going to be looking at a CS2 external cheat, which surprised me with how good it actually was. In a time where everyone and their mom can make a CS2 external, and by that I mean paste the CS2 external, it's hard to know which ones you can trust and which ones are just money grabs. There's a ton of brand new cheats that no one has ever heard of, and they're all claiming to be super secure and not pasted. Of course, most of them are the exact opposite. The cheat we're looking at today is called Phantom Overlay. It's a cheat that's been established for years in the Call of Duty scene, and is one of the biggest cheats. But how is it for CS2? Well, it's a cheat that is focused solely on security rather than vanity. It has zero memory writing features, which means no bunny hop or exploits. The menu is pretty basic and bland, but that doesn't matter. You're not using an external cheat because the menu looks cool. What really matters is, how good is the cheat? For starters, the ESP is really nice and clean. It's not delayed or laggy at all. The cheat has map parsing, which will parse the map as soon as you load into it, so your visuals won't lag behind or anything. It's also not using the Steam overlay, which a lot of other external cheats do. It works in any res, whether full screen or 4:3. The radar also perfectly aligns itself on top of the normal in-game radar. So, if you don't want to use wall hacks, but you still would like some information on where the enemies are, it's very useful. If you were streaming with it, you'd be just looking at your in-game radar, which is pretty normal. Speaking of streaming, there's no way to make phantoms show up on OBS, even in display mode or on Discord game capture. So there's no way you can make any mistake and pull a Clara. In terms of aim and trigger, both are really good. TriggerBot can be as blatant as you want it to be. If you want 0 MS, it'll hit instantly. As for the aimbot, it's probably one of the nicest aimbots I've used. Most external aimbots usually feel weird or weak, assuming the external is actually fully external and not mem writing. This is why some externals will use an aimbot that does interact with the game, since they can't figure out how to make it not suck otherwise. Honestly, the aimbot feels a lot better than a lot of internal legit bots I've used. Feels better than the legit bot of Aimware, which, yeah, I get, it's Aimware, but still. It doesn't feel blatant either. You can configure it to make it blatant, but in most cases, you want an aimbot to be strong yet legit looking for external gaming. If you're looking for a solid external cheat, this is a safe pick. It has a long and great reputation as a top cheat provider. It's better than nearly all the private invite-only external cheats, which costs more and pretend that being private makes their cheat more secure or safe. It doesn't. If you're a DMA user, well, good news is that a DMA version is on the way, and it will actually be affordable, unlike some other CS2 DMA cheats, which are ridiculously overpriced. Phantom Overlay really spared no expense. When Valve finally gets their head out of their ass, it's definitely going to be the top safest cheats for CS2. Hopefully, that day is sooner rather than later. Shout out to the terrible cheaters that had to start no-spread rapid-fire raging because they were losing to an external. Ooh.